the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
How you doing? Race fans, back trackside here tonight with the Colonial Clash Racing Series live at the track. Too tough to tame, the lady in black for tonight's Goose Graphics 120. Drivers gonna have 93 laps around this 1.3 mile road. Well, I was about to say road course, but definitely an egg-shaped oval, but turns 3 and 4, a little bit road course-esque, the way you gotta break into these corners and the way you gotta get back onto the throttle coming out of these corners. Track temperature, not a factor here tonight. Only 82 degrees for these drivers in the qualifying session, and a handful of drivers already putting down a time lapse. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and throw some of those qualifying times up to the left-hand side of your screen. How you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV Land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Who's gonna lay down the fast time and take the pole position here tonight in the Goose Graphics 120. Troy Radford sitting top of the speed charts. Quick time and qualifying belongs to that 94 of Radford. 29:33 is the quick time. Brandon Medford right behind him. Them Falcon Motorsports drivers locking up the top 3 positions so far here in qualifying. A handful of drivers still out on the track, upwards of 20 trucks trying to make their bid at getting into victory lane here tonight at Darlington Raceway. Will we see a repeat winner for the first time, or will we see yet another new race winner here in season number 3? I don't think race wins are going to keep you in a championship spot. I think you're going to have great races week in, week out, with 4 different race winners and 4 races in season 3. It is quite a battle already. And as the music begins to fade, you see the time begin to tick away for these drivers up there to the left-hand side of your screen. Radford still top of the speed charts. Open qualifying session here tonight, so you see multiple trucks out there on the track making time laps. It's going to allow these drivers to come back down to pit road, maybe tweak the setup just a little bit. Very minimal changes that you can make down there on pit road in open qualifying, so these drivers may be able to go faster after coming down to pit road, getting a second shot at it. And there you see Troy Radford. He's going to go even faster this next time around. Radford, I know that timing and scoring doesn't have it listed over there, but a 29.25 is now the quick time for Radford last time around the track. Brandon Pamatak going to break up that Falcon Motorsports trio at the front of the field. He'll go third on the speed charts. Nathan Estep, final driver on the speed charts in that 12th position. Juan Jimenez yet to put the 22 Toyota Tundra out on track and get up the speed. Scott Baker, Anthony Thurber, how about Zachary Cleek? He's yet to get on track. James Hoot, also still on pit road. Cody Giles, Tyler Woodard, also still remaining on pit road. Got to give a big shout out to Woodard Automotive, sponsoring some of the practice sessions this season here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series on iRacing.com. So a big shout out to Tyler Woodard and the Woodard Automotive Group, stepping up, doing some big things for the league here in season number 3. And as the time begins to tick away on the charts over there to the left-hand side of your screen, I tell you what, we've got ourselves some times. Why don't we go ahead and bring you into some of your overall points championship standings coming into tonight's race. Very close battles, as we're only 4 races deep into season number 3. Still a very long way to go. But Brandon Medford leading his teammate by just 1 single point. The Falcon Motorsports drivers all inside of the top 5, all with race wins this season. So if you're looking for a championship road, it might go through those 3 truck drivers right there. Brandon Medford, Chris Medford, Troy Radford sits in 4th. How about John Garrett, the 66 machine, doing well so far this season? He comes into tonight's race sitting just 15 points out of the lead, locked up with Juan Jimenez, 15 points back as well. How about the solid run from Brandon Pamatat? He's inside of the top 10, sitting 22 points back coming into tonight's race. Some close battles from there on back. You can look, Thad Failer, Kelvin Mouser, right there locked up with each other, 88 points apiece. Brandon Pike in the running. James Oot right there with 82 points, just sitting on their coattails. Zachary Cleek not very far off of him, sitting in the 18th points position. That's how things have shaken out through the first 4 races of season number 3. And we're ready to kick off the second Crown Jewel event of the season. Remember something new this season, 4 Crown Jewel events. This is your second, the only driver eligible to have a chance at crowning himself the Crown Jewel champion is Brandon Medford. He walked away with a race win at Charlotte Motor Speedway, our first Crown Jewel event this season. He's got to get to victory lane here tonight if he's going to want to still have a shot. And if he doesn't get the job done here tonight, that's going to go ahead and do it for the Crown Jewel Championship is what we're going to coin it. That driver has to win all 4 events, so we'll see if Medford can get the job done right now. He slots in 3rd. And with just about 2 minutes remaining before drivers will make their way through pre-race inspection and get ready to fire the engines up, we're going to step away from the track for just a brief sponsor commercial break. Head down trackside for the national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back live trackside as the Jets finish the flyover. Fans remain on their feet in the stand, ready for these drivers to make their way to the starting grid on the front stretch. Tell you what, race fans, why don't we jump a little bit closer to the field? Have a little look down the front stretch here at beautiful Darlington Raceway. Up close and personal right here with a handful of these drivers as we get set and ready to roll here tonight. We'll move forward through the field. And there you can see your starting lineup. Turn number 1, the sun, or turn 3, I apologize. The sun going to be right in these drivers' eyes. So look for who's going to be able to navigate as this sun begins to set. And we, in tonight's race, under the lights here at the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway, hosting the Goose Graphics 120. And as you hear those familiar bells in the background, you know the sounds, you know it means it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the second Crown Jewel event, the Goose Graphics 120, right here from Darlington Raceway, snatching the pole position, starting inside row number 1. 94, Lucky Finn Project Falcon Motorsports driver Troy Radford. Anthony Thurber going to slot into his outside. The driver out of Pennsylvania going to put the 2 truck on the front row. Chris Medford and Brandon Medford going to fight it out back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the 48 of Brendan Pamitat in the Fort Worth Screen Printing Esports Machine, the 66 of John Garrett. Thomas Smalling, Brandon Pike back in row number 4, the 42 of Thad Failer. Going to start inside row number 5, and John G rounds out your top 10. Mark Parkhurst and Kelvin Mouse are right there in row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight from the Lady in Black belongs to the 47 of Dustin Franklin and the 4 of Todd Cleek. Tyler Rex, Nathan Eastep back in row number 8. Row number 9, the 7 of Cody Giles and the 22 of Juan Jimenez. Zachary Cleek, Scott Baker going to round out your top 10. Tyler Woodard, the 77 machine, going to start 21st and 22nd here tonight. The 65 of James Hoot. That's going to do it for your race grid here tonight. Pace car down and away. Music will fade away as these drivers inch closer to the Geico restart zone. We'll get ready to drop the hammer, and here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Darlington Raceway. Radford up through the gears. Everybody still all over his tail end for the time being. The 46 of Medford going to move into second as Thurber has some trouble, and he's left on pit road right now. The fast Ford Mustang in the field relegated to pit road for the time being. Long string of single file racing already early here tonight. Interesting to see these drivers drop single file so early. Passing is a premium, or is at a premium, I should say. Very tough to make passes here at Darlington Raceway, so look for track position to be very key and a big part of the strategies utilized tonight by these drivers. 93 laps, the official race distance. Some drivers will make it, some of them won't. Almost a close encounter with that outside wall for Thomas Smalling, the 21 machine, sitting back in that 5th position. You can see him flirting with the tail end of the truck, stepping out a little bit out of this corner right here, out of turn number 4, and almost into the outside wall. We'll head back down the front stretch already with lap number 4 now on the board. Or actually, I apologize, that's down the back stretch. And see, it's not just in the car where you get confused about which corner am I in here at Darlington Raceway. And no, it's not a Dave in the Cave thing either. You can look it up. There's multiple interviews with a handful of NASCAR drivers that tend to say they typically get a little lost if they don't continually remind themselves of what corner they're actually going in, because the corner entries in the center's very, very different from one side of the track to the other. We all know the big story about why the oddball shape of this track. When the track was being built, there was a minnow pond just outside of turns 3 and 4, and the gentleman that owned it told Harold Brassington. There you go. Yeah, Harold Brassington is the one that actually bought the land. Yeah, you can build the track there, but don't mess with my pond. And, well, he turned the cotton and peanut field into what we have here today, a staple in the NASCAR world, a staple really worldwide in the auto sports realm. The Southern 500 was then created, first ran in 1950, and has been a staple ever since. You can guarantee the who's who of who has been to victory lane here at Darlington Raceway. Troy Radford starting to step away from the field, flexing his muscles a little bit. He's going to look to put his name in the winner's column for a second time this season. Will he go back-to-back? Radford went to victory lane last week at Richmond Raceway in a little bit of a a chaotic night under the lights at Richmond, the first short track of the season, and a handful of drivers with some trouble, and everybody clean and clear so far here tonight from Darlington Raceway and the Goose Graphics 120. Troy Radford out to almost a 1 second advantage. Chris Medford sitting right in second. Brandon Medford not moving up through the field at all. He remains right where he qualified in third. Brandon Pamitat also stagnant in that fourth position. Thomas Smalling, we'll take a look at this 21 truck there. You can see him tail end of this trio making their way around the track. John Garrett slowly starting to move in on these drivers, though. Don't sleep on this 66. Garrett very familiar with a handful of these tracks that we're going to be headed to. And into the outside wall. Into the outside wall goes Brandon Medford. Medford into the outside wall. That's going to allow Pamitat to get up and around. Smalling going to close in. Now look to the inside. John Garrett waiting in the wings in sixth position. Just biding time right now. Letting things unfold in front of him. Lap number 10 now underway here from Darlington Raceway. And as your top six has stepped away, let's go back to this second pack that we've got developing right here early tonight. Pat Failer leading Kelvin Mouser. John G right there in the 41 machine. There you can see the Chevy Silverado separating himself from drivers behind him. That's Dustin Franklin, Cody Giles, Zachary Cleek involved in this mix. How about Juan Jimenez and Tyler Woodard? They're going at it for a spot inside of the top 15. 14th, 15th going at it. A handful of drivers right in front of them as well. So we've got side by side. We've got two wide. We've got tandem truck racing as well. Squeeze play through turns 1 and 2. And job well done. Zachary Cleek going to keep that momentum rolling on the high side, shoot down the backstretch, and have a 3-truck gain by the time he gets to turn number 3. Juan Jimenez sitting right there in that 22 machine, trying to track down the 84 of Tyler Rex, who's just off in front of him. A little bit off base back there in the back is the 4. F-150. That Ford a little bit off pace. Todd Cleek running about a second and a half off of the last pack on the track here. He's losing a lot of time running by himself. Scott Baker, he's had some problems here tonight as well. Tough luck on the restart here. We see some drivers with a little bit of damage already. James Oot, Mark Parkhurst look like they may have been involved in some kind of on-track incident, because you see the right front a little bit worse for the wear for the 65 of James Oot, but he's going to continue around the track. Lap number 13 goes on the board. Mark Parkhurst also with a little bit of front end damage, so it looks like Parkhurst may be into the back of somebody getting into one of these corners. Ooh, hot and heavy battle back here for the 19th position. Parkhurst and Oot going at it. Let's jump back to a battle just inside of your top 15, right outside of your top 10. Zachary Cleek trying to run down Dustin Franklin. Franklin with a little bit of an advantage right now, but you can see some damage on the front end and the right front for Franklin. So he's been into the outside wall and into the back of another driver as well. So that's going to... Look, it's going to be a common theme tonight, all right? So we just got to kind of deal with the fact that, well, most of these trucks, they're going to have more dinks, more dents and dings, more scrapes. And I don't know, maybe missing some pieces by the end of the night. They don't call it the track Too Tough to Tame for no reason. Very, very tough track. The line, the fast line around this track is very challenging, very technical. You got to be on point lap after lap, or you're going to end up with some trouble. And even if you're on top of your game, you might walk away with one of those very famous Darlington stripes. Everybody gets them, nobody loves them, but it's just part of the process. It's like going down pit road to get gas. You get on the track here at Darlington Raceway, and you're going to get a stripe. I mean, there's just nothing else to it. And as we watch the battle between Dustin Franklin, Juan Jimenez, and Zachary Cleek starting to make his way back up into the mix, Tyler Rex going to bring along the 55 Circle B diecast. Chevy Silverado of Nathan E. step up into the mix. Tyler Woodard in the 77 right behind him. Let's leave. Oh, and into the outside wall. 2 drivers into the outside wall. Zachary Cleek hard into that outside wall that time around. I believe that may have been the 84 of Tyler Rex. Yes, it is. Tyler Rex was into the outside wall as well, and that's going to snack up this pack as we were getting ready to shift and go a little further in the field to some of the battles. This one's going to heat up pretty quickly at a high level of intensity already here tonight. Lap number 18 out of the 93 scheduled in the Crown Jewel event here tonight. The Goose Graphics 120. You're watching the Colonial Clash Racing Series. We're going to break off of this battle, and let's jump back up to the battle near the front of the field. Troy Radford, he gone. Almost a 3-second. Oh, and into the outside wall. Once again goes Brandon Medford. And into the outside wall as well. I believe that was Chris Medford into the outside wall as well. So a lot of drivers into the outside wall off of turn number 2. And that's going to spread this battle at the front of the field out just a little bit. Brendan Pamatad going to take that 3rd position. Thomas Smalling moves into 4th. Brandon Medford, after contact with the outside wall for the 2nd time, a little bit harder contact this time around. He's going to fall back to the 5th position, and John Garrett still just biding his time, we want to say, right here running in that 6th position. Dropped 1 spot from where he qualified in 5th, but Garrett clean and clear. It's a pretty looking footwear screen printing Chevy Silverado out there. Garrett keeping it clean, keeping it off of the outside wall, and really at a place like Darlington, and we'll probably repeat this multiple times here tonight, if you can keep it out of the outside wall, you're going to do yourself a ton of justice. I mean, being fast is one thing, but if you're slamming that outside wall multiple times throughout tonight's race, you're not going to have that speed when you need it, which is late race. It looks like we're in store for a long green flag run here tonight at Darlington Raceway. We have seen races here at Darlington run from green to checkered. Will it be the first time this season that we don't see that pesky caution flag fly? And it looks like it may have it in the making. Very patient right there. You've seen the 66 get underneath the 83 of Medford for a moment. Looked to press the issue. Kind of backed out for a moment. Said, all right, you know what? Let me regroup. Let me get a better run. I'll be able to complete that pass. And now it looks like Smalling and Pamatad, they're going to begin to go at it with each other. And there's John Garrett to the inside. He's going to take that position away. Medford going to have nothing else to do but lift and give him room. And just like that, patience, young grasshopper. That's what the veteran inside of that 66 is saying. I'll show you how to get it done around the track here tonight. Nice clean pass, a little bit of pressure out of Garrett. And Medford drops that spot. Just a quarter of the way through tonight's race already here at Darlington Raceway in the Lucky Finn project. The Falcon Motorsports 94 Chevy Silverado leading every lap here tonight. Radford started from the pole position, and he has not looked back. Almost a 3-second advantage on the track right now as Radford comes off of turn number 4. He'll cross the stripe. Lap number 25 in the bag. 26 goes on the board. And hot and heavy racing, quick action here tonight at Darlington Raceway. These drivers absolutely putting on a show for all the fans in the stands. Trying to go back to some of the battles out here on the track, because we do have drivers off of the lead lap already here tonight. A handful of drivers, 4 drivers to be exact, off of the lead lap. Anthony Thurber looks like he's pushed that 2 a Ford F-150 back to the hauler, so the two going to walk away with 22nd points here tonight, walking away with the final spot. So a tough break for Thurber, not able to get on the track after a solid qualifying effort. But it looked like something, oh my gosh, and off the wall hard. Did you see James Hoot pound that outside wall? Oh my gosh. And you can see he's got quite the Darlington stripe working on the right side of that 65 Chevy Silverado and into the outside wall some more. That's not going to help out at all. On the cusp of 30 laps into tonight's Goose Graphics 120. Troy Rafford out to a 3-second plus advantage over Brandon Medford. Medford with almost 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds now over Thomas Smalling. John Garrett another 1.5 seconds back from Smalling. So your top 4 or 5 separating themselves from the field. We do have a handful of battles, though, still raging on out on track. Let's go check this one out right here. 48 of Brandon Pamitat. He's got Thomas Smalling closing in on him. Just a 0.5 second separate those two drivers, flirting with that outside wall through 3 and 4. Ooh, boy, they getting close. Through turns 1 and 2, we head around the track here tonight at Darlington Raceway. Let's watch this battle unfold. Down the backstretch, we roll with Brandon Pamitat still leading. Thomas Smalling in that 21 Chevy Silverado, hot on his trail, trying to get the job done, trying to make that pass and get himself in a podium position. Both of those drivers with a little bit of a struggle off of turn number 4. But they're able to keep it heading in the right direction. And the 48 of Pamitat actually beginning to step back away from Smalling for a moment here. As we're going to go back a little bit further, we've got a battle right behind John Garrett. Let's cue in right here. And a handful of drivers. Looks like they're coming to pit road. John Garrett in the 66. He's going to break for pit road early. Looking for a big undercut here tonight. And I promise you, lap times going to be very key right now. Going to be very key to see what Garrett's going to be able to lay down. The fast time here tonight out of Garrett so far has been a 29.87. And Troy Rafford already on the pit road. Chris Medford not going to allow that undercut to really pan out and work out too much for the 66 of John Garrett. And in this pit road, this is a tricky pit road. We're going to have to ask ourselves, is everybody going to be able to cleanly make it to pit road? That's going to be the next question as the first round of green flag pit stops begin to unfold. Brandon Pamitat going to take the race lead over. That's going to be our first new race leader of the night, and it looks like he may give up that top spot as well as Pamitat, able to bring the truck to a crawl. Ooh, tough getting on the pit road for that U.S. Air Force 48 of Pamitat. Let's find out what the 22 of Juan Jimenez does, and it looks like Jimenez is going to stay out, and he's going to become our third race leader of the evening. Nathan Estep, Zachary Cleek, they're yet to make their first pit stop. Scott Baker in the number 5 Ford F-150, he's yet to make his pit stop as well. So just a handful of drivers still yet to come to pit road. And it looks like maybe drivers may be trying to make it a 2-stop race here. And oh, contact with the outside wall for the 22, and he's going to miss pit road. Jimenez looked like he was trying to make his way to pit lane after contact with the outside wall in turns 3 and 4, and now he's going to have to go all the way back around. Nathan Estep going to bring the Circle B 55 Chevy Silverado down to pit road, and to the attention of his crew, Zachary Cleek brings that chromed out number 11 machine to pit road as well, and all over his rear bumper, John Garrett right there trying to make his way back by your race leader, and now Jimenez is going to get stuck on the high side. Big break to pit road. Can he make it? He was almost stuck out there on out on the track for yet another lap. He's able to get it cut down and makes pit road speed, so job well done by that 22 Toyota Tundra driver, Juan Jimenez, looking to get back to victory lane for a second time this season. We'll go back out front with your race leader once again, Troy Radford, going to cross the line and go back to the point here tonight. And a very quick green flag pit cycle exchange. Typically, we see these things maybe stretch out the course of about 10 laps or so, but not this time. Everybody into pit road within 3 laps of John Garrett, who started the whole green flag pit stop. It's like, oh my gosh, into the outside wall. Ooh, Zachary Cleek. Or I apologize, no, that's not Zachary, that's actually Todd Cleek in that Ford F-150 right there, that bright yellow number 4. A Farm World machine almost into the outside wall, trying to leave enough room for your race leader. And now here comes Chris Medford. He's going to have a driver in tow. That's Nathan Estep, who is just off of the lead lap here. So the green flag pit cycle not being nice to Estep in the 55 machine. He'll be listed as the first driver 1 lap down, as Troy Radford picking up right where he left off with almost a 3-second advantage over Chris Medford. Medford still leading Brendan Pamitat. John Garrett going to recycle back to that 4th position. Thomas Smalling right there rounding out your top 5. Tell you what, let's go right here with this battle between the 21 and that 66. The 48 of Brandon Pamitat right there in front of him as well. That machine in front of Pamitat. They're all running with each other. Tell you what, why don't we go on board? Let's get an onboard camera shot. Let's go on board here with the pit boss, number 21. Thomas Smalling right there trying to run down John Garrett in the 66, just off in front. And look at these drivers sail it off into the corner. Nathan Estep into the outside wall. He's going to pick up a big Darlington stripe. Great run off of 2. And here comes the 21. He's going to pretty much make that pass by the time they get to turn 3. John Garrett, no other option but to back out and give the 21 enough room to make that corner entry. And Garrett going to now slide back to 5th. Once again, right where he qualified. Things cooking up quick here tonight at Darlington Raceway. The Goose Graphics 120 right near. Oh my goodness! Driver would oh no! Oh my gosh! Wow! Did you? Wow! There's no way you didn't see that. The 84 and the 43, big time troubled. Tyler Rex has a big time issue on the front stretch. Contact with the inside wall, right back across the track, and he's going to have to call the tow truck. Catching it just a little bit late. I tell you what, let's go back here. Let's see this all take place. And there you can see the 84 working his way off of turn number 4. Where's the trouble begin here? Well, it may be a lap or so behind, but let's see this thing play out here. Seeing any contact as of yet, as nobody comes to pit lane except for the 66 of John Garrett. And there it is, little bit of contact, and around that 84 goes. Man, big hit for the 43, huge hit, my gosh. We'll take one more look at it from oh man, that's rough. You want to know what needing a new driver suit looks like? Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. That is a monstrous hit right there. Well, we'll go back live Up at the front of this field, Troy Radford going to continue to lead tonight's race. Looks like John Garrett elected to give up track position to come down to pit road. Top off with fuel. He did not take tires, only on pit road for about 6.5 seconds, but giving up a ton of positions. He's going to drop 5 spots in the running order all the way back to 10th. And excuse me, and you know what this really does here, it really shakes up the field. I mean, now with that caution flag flying the way it did, a handful of drivers not able to utilize their fresh tires to get themselves back on the lead lap. You can see right there, Todd Cleek, right on the tail end of Troy Radford, very close to getting himself one of his multiple laps back, but not going to be able to do it. He's gonna have to go back to the tail end of the field. He's gonna be stuck those 4 laps down. And with that caution flying like it did, as we said, it's caught a lot of drivers out. I believe just your top 11 left on the lead lap out of the 22 drivers that took to tonight's starting grid. And a great run so far here tonight. Dominant performance out of Radford in that Lucky Finn Project 94 Chevy Silverado. Chris Medford, the Falcon Motorsports teammate, fresh on his heels. Brandon Pamitat right there running in 3rd. Thomas Smalling in 4th. And Brandon Medford rounding out your top 5. Let's take a look at Medford. The Zoe's Place 83 machine. He's had some contact with the outside wall on a few occasions here tonight. The only driver eligible in the Crown Jewel Championship, really, because he walked away with the checkered flag at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's the only driver with a shot at taking away the Crown Jewel, the Crown Jewel Championship. But some trouble here tonight. It's going to be hard for that 83 to not only get back to the race lead, but to walk away from anybody with a lot of right side damage after contact with the outside wall multiple times here tonight. Brandon Medford, I don't want to call him in survival mode just yet, but he is definitely in damage control, slight damage control mode. As the field receives the 1 to go, the iRacing pace car lights are off, and we're set to go back. Green flag racing this time by. You can see a handful of drivers moving around, trying to get to the correct starting positions. And as our good buddy Travis Smith going to duck off this time around, he's going to make that hard left-hand turn, and it's going to be up to the boss man in the flag stand, Al Smith. Good old Upstate Al going to drop the green flag once again. There goes the pace car waiting to roll to the restart zone. And wait for it on the gas, and green flag flies. Once again, here from Darlington Raceway. Across the start and finish line, lap number 46 now goes on the board. He'll join the field through turns 1 and 2. No real big moves just yet. The 77 side by side with Jimenez. The field makes their way off of turn 2, back down the backstretch and into turn number 3 we go. Once again, Radford trying to build that race lead. 0.2 of a second separation for him so far as we roll off of turn number 4, back across the stripe. We stay clean for the first lap after the restart. Everybody single file once again. Not a very unfamiliar sight here at Darlington Raceway. As we said, it doesn't typically lend its hand to side-by-side racing for multiple laps at a time, but let's take a look at this move by Cody Giles. Whoa. He's going to take that spot away from the 41 of John G. And John all over his rear deck lid heading down into turn number 1. You want to know what it looks like when a driver's all over you? I tell you what, let's jump. Well, that's the camera. There it is, boys. Thank you. You had the wrong side of the truck, guys. Well, I know, it's confusing. I get it. Sorry, poking a little fun at the production team over here. Oh, and John G into the outside wall. The 77 of Tyler Woodard. He's going to follow him right in to the outside wall as well. Taking a look back now here off of that number 7 machine of Cody Giles, who's taken over the 7th position. And starting to walk away just a little bit from the drivers around him. We'll head back outside of the truck and head, but oh boy, Brandon Pamitat, I believe. No, that is not Brandon Pamitat. Maybe Mark Parkhurst? We're trying to find out who that was with that huge move to the inside. Hard into the outside wall. Oh my goodness. Big time trouble for the 23 of Mark Parkhurst. We kind of spoke about it. We may have jinxed him a little bit right there, giving him the broadcaster's curse, talked about him. He wasn't involved in anything, and then right into that outside wall. So a tough break there for Parkhurst. He's going to have a long night ahead of him here, as we've got just about 40 laps remaining here tonight in the Crown Jewel, the Goose Graphics 120. We'll head back up front to the battles for the top spots. Troy Radford still leads tonight's race by 0.6 of a second. Radford on the cusp of leading the most laps here tonight. Just about, I believe it's, looking over at the timing and scoring, I do believe it is about 7 laps, and he will have led over half of the race, so nobody going to take the most laps led award away from him. Nobody going to take that pole position away from Radford as well, but I know he would like to get to victory lane in a big move now by Brandon Pamitat. Big move to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for a position, not quite going to get it, going to crowd up the track some. Oh, cut right in front of the 21 of Smalling. There was just enough space for that 48 to fit right in between. Man, that was a gutsy move. That was a gutsy call right there. And we're catching up over there in the chat here tonight, and for a driver that just bought the track to come out and run the way that he's been running, qualified inside of your top 10, running inside of the top 5 for the majority of the night, the pit boss, the Chevy Silverado, the 21 machine right there, crossing the start and finish line. 4th driver in line. There he goes, right by the camera that time around. Great run so far here tonight for him. Inside of the top 5, running in 4th and battling with some of the heavy hitters in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. He's surrounded by previous race winners and holding his own right now. Great job so far here tonight from Smalling, as he's trying to make a name for himself here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series on iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking to drive some fast cars and join some heavy, hard competition, you gotta jump off of the consoles. And oh, John Garrett got to jump off of that wall. Contact with the outside wall off of turn number 2 for the 66. So take a look at the damage. Let's see what happened here with the 66. Just got a little bit loose off of turn number 2 and into the outside wall. You can see the Darlington stripe all down the right side of the 66 as the battle still continues between Pamitat and the 21 of, in the 83, I apologize, of Medford. Pamitat going at it with the 46 of Chris Medford. Brandon involved in the battle with Smalling right here inside the top 5. So 2 very distinct battles going on. The Cody Giles going to make a position up after Garrett had trouble with the outside wall. Giles going to move to 6th. And a big night for racing here tonight. And how about this man right here? He week in, week out. Yes, he's got the Darlington stripe already, so he's got that out of the way here tonight. But Jimenez, man, he is one of those where did he come from drivers. He kind of just methodically, slowly but surely, works his way through the field. And there's another scrape of the outside wall. Almost contact as John G with a big run through 3 and 4. Almost gets to the left rear quarter panel of the 22 of Jimenez after contact with the outside wall. Even though he's had contact a handful of times tonight, I'm telling you, slowly but surely, here, and I tell you what, about lap number 80, we'll revisit Jimenez and see where he's sitting, and I betcha he's going to be inside the top 5. He's done it week in, week out. Always seems to find a way to run very well and having a heck of a season so far here after jumping out of race control. Jimenez formerly handling the race control and admin duties here in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. He stepped out of that position and onto track, and he has made a big-time splash so far this season. Meanwhile, up at the front, the Falcon Motorsports trio continues to lead the field here tonight, first through third, running right where they qualified. Troy Radford leads Chris Medford and Brandon Medford right behind him. Brandon Pamitat sitting in fourth. Thomas Smalling still runs in that 5th position. Jimenez makes his way to the tail end of Tyler Woodard. Woodard running solidly in the 8th position here tonight. Now John Garrett, he's going to peel for pit road. John Garrett going to pull to pit lane. And this is indeed a bigger undercut here. A much bigger undercut this time for John Garrett. Race leader Troy Radford last to pit road on lap number 32. So these drivers are going to be able to make it another at least 3 laps before they had to come to pit road. Garrett trying to utilize some of that undercut a little bit more here tonight. And Radford does stay out on track for at least, we're going to know, at least 1 lap, possibly 2. Maybe caught off guard. Maybe the spotters haven't relayed that information yet to that Lucky Finn Project. Chevy Silverado leading tonight's race by over 2 seconds. Or maybe not worried about it with that race lead. Maybe he's thinking the undercut just quite ain't going to be enough, and he continues to pound the pavement out there tonight as John Garrett back on the track. He's going to fall off of the lead lap all the way back to the 14th position as we're now down to just 10 left on the lead lap. Radford with a big wiggle sideways off of turn 2. John G and Brandon Pike, they're going to pull to pit lane this time around. And we're going to have one final fuel run to the end. Closer and closer to the tail end of tonight's race. Troy Radford continuing his dominant performance here tonight. We've had 1 caution flag fly right around lap number 40 is when we've seen the field come to a crawl for the first and only caution here tonight from Darlington Raceway in the Crown Jewel Goose Graphics. A 120 right here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series on iRacing.com. You're watching the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, you know you want to while you're here, while you're hanging out with us. You can check in on the chat side of things if you want. Who you got for tonight's race? We've got green flag pit cycles underway. So some of those drivers 1 lap down, they're going to be back on the lead lap once these race leaders make a pit stop. But who do you got out there? Who's your pick? We're going to go with a dark horse here tonight. I think Chris Medford is going to steal the show from his Falcon Motorsports teammate. I think that 46 gets to victory lane for the 2nd time this season, and not only keeps Radford at a pit lane, at a victory lane, but he's going to keep Brandon Medford out of victory lane, and that will end his run for the Crown Jewel Championship. As Troy Radford going to give up that race lead, and looky here, Chris Medford going to go to the point once again. Or actually, I apologize, not once again. That's going to be a new race leader. That's going to give us our 4th different race leader of the evening. 5 lead changes, 1 caution. Man, things are going to get good here. I'm telling you. I got a feeling we're going to run this thing on out to the end, and Chris Medford going to go ahead and pull to pit road this time around. Brandon Pamitat going to follow suit and bring the 48 machine down to pit road. Thomas Smalling right here waiting to pick up some pieces. The pit boss 21 going to head to pit lane. Cody Giles going to join him on pit road as well. Juan Jimenez, he's staying out on track longer than anybody else did during that first green flag pit cycle. What's he gonna do this time? He's gonna stay out, and he's gonna give us our 6th lead change of the evening. The 42 machine right tucked in line right behind him. Thad Failer trying to make up a lap or two here late in the goings. And very crucial right there. Did you see the fact that Radford was able to get off of pit road and up to speed and stay on the lead lap there? You can see that Lucky Finn Project 94 just off in the distance. But how about this run? John Garrett back onto the lead lap. Radford around that 46 of Chris Medford. Does John Garrett leapfrog him? He was already able to leapfrog Brandon Pamitat for position, and here it is. There they go. Radford picking him up, laying him down right here, right now. There's Zachary Klieg beginning to fade into the background. And Troy Radford going to pass teammate Brandon Medford for the 2nd position. So as soon as your race leader Juan Jimenez decides to come to pit road, race lead will be re-inherited. Oh my gosh, did you see that hit? Sparks flying off of the right side of the Toyota Tundra. Juan Jimenez, hard contact with the outside wall with just 23 laps to go, and he's going to pull to pit lane this time around. Smash that commitment cone, but get it down to pit road speed, and Jimenez on to pit road for what should be the final time tonight. That's going to put the race lead back in the hands of this man right here. Troy Radford will re-inherit the race lead with almost a 3-second advantage over Chris Medford. Brandon Medford running in 4th for the time being will reassume the 3rd position. And John Garrett with a good jump. He's going to be back inside of the top 5, and he's going to run in 4th. But with just 22 laps to go, if you haven't already, race fans out there in TV land, show these drivers some love and appreciation and some support. Who runs 93 laps at Darlington with only 1 caution? These guys right here. Super talented, super patient out on a very technical, tricky track here at Darlington Raceway, and only 1 caution so far. So while you're here, while you're watching, if you haven't already, show these drivers that support and drop them the thumbs up. Tell your friends, tell your family to come hang out. Lots of some great racing action week in, week out, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you haven't already, join us in that road to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of the many different sponsors throughout all of the different leagues and series, you can find great racing action 7 days a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're under 20 to go. Troy Radford has secured the most laps led. He's walked away with the pole position, and he's looking to walk away with a checkered flag as well, going back-to-back race weeks in victory lane. Can he be our first back-to-back race winner, our first multiple-time race winner? It looks like driver's going to need some help to run down that 94 machine. Radford has been uber-quick here tonight, and he's got himself a 4.2 second advantage over Chris Medford now. As Brandon Medford, the only driver eligible for the Crown Jewel Championship, trouble here tonight in falling through the field. Let's go check out that Zoe's Place 83 Chevy Silverado. There you can see him, find him running 7th on the track now. tough break here tonight for that 83. He's definitely going to need a caution to help his night out. Still a solid finish, still running inside of the top 10. So a great job out there by Medford tonight in that 83 machine. Medford actually one of your only 4 drivers. Only 4 drivers so far this season have finished all 4 races inside of the top 10. Into, well, a little bit of a surprise. Not all of those Falcon Motorsports drivers are in that list. Only Brandon Medford and Chris Medford have finished inside of the top 10 every single time we hit the track here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Mark Parkhurst and Nathan Estep, the other 2 drivers, to walk away with top 10s every single race. That's going to be in jeopardy here tonight for both Parkhurst and Estep, as they are currently running 12th and 13th on the track. Both listed 2 laps down as well, so not the night they were looking for. And the only man to finish every single race inside of the top 5, he's been to victory lane 1 time here tonight. It's Brendan's counterpart, Chris Medford, right here in the Falcon Motorsports American Cancer Society 46 Chevy Silverado. Chris doing a heck of a job so far this season. Very consistent, as we said, inside of the top 5. All 4 races. Just unbelievable a job so far here this season by the newcomer, rookie if you will, here to this league, but not a rookie at all, to the world's #1 racing simulator. Chris Medford runs in second, a solid second. But Radford, I don't know where he's found this speed, but he has found another gear late in tonight's race. He has absolutely walked away. So as we close in on the final few laps of tonight's race, what do you say we go ahead? It's a little late for your mid-race report, your driver rundown, so why don't we just get straight into it, straight into the highlights. Man sitting front and center on screen at a Duncansville, Pennsylvania, the Lucky Finn Project 94 driver Troy Radford showing up and showing out here tonight under the lights at the track. Too tough to tame, but not for Troy. Lady in black, no problem here tonight. For Radford, he leads tonight's race, walked away with the pole, and has just dominated all night long. Back running in second, right where he started tonight's race from, the Knightstown, Indiana Falcon Motorsports race for Riley, Zoe's Place, American Cancer Society 46 Chevy Silverado of Chris Medford with another solid top 5 showing. And, you know, I would have liked to seen those 2 drivers battle it out a little bit more, but kudos and hats off to your race leader, man. Just absolutely walking away. Chris Medford going to be relegated to second. Final driver in your podium positions didn't even have the track before tonight, and he has showed up and showed us some things. You can see the rookie stripes on the tail end of that 21 Pit Boss Chevy Silverado. But with runs like this, people are definitely going to be put on notice, and they are definitely not going to believe in those yellow stripes on the back of his truck. Thomas Smalling going to round out your podium drivers. He sits in third. Great run here tonight for the man right behind him. There you can find Cody Giles with a solid run. Giles a little bit of contact with the outside wall multiple times. A heavy Darlington stripe down the right side of his truck. But Giles inside of the top 5, and he will be your biggest mover of tonight's race. Up 12 positions from where he qualified. Outside of your top 15, Giles now runs in 4th. Oh, and more contact with the outside wall. We got to quit talking about these people, guys. Let's go ahead and run down your final driver inside of the top 5. The Long Island native, the 2-time ITRL Russian Superspeedway champion, Brandon Pamitat. Absolutely lights out here tonight in that U.S. Air Force 48 machine. Pamitat going to round out your top 5. And we're going to have less than 10 to go. 8 laps now remaining. Troy Radford set sail. He's gone. He's continuing to build that race lead as well. So even though he's got the gap, he is not giving in one bit. Radford with a solid showing here tonight. And he's actually going to put John Garrett 1 lap down to 66, running in 9th position. Going to fall to your race leader. Oh, and Brandon Pike with trouble. Brandon Pike has trouble, and the caution flag flies. Caution on the speedway for the second time here tonight. Oh my gosh, that is going to change everything coming to the end of tonight's race. And I tell you what, let's go back. Do we got that replay, guys? Yeah, we do. Oh, all right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right to this replay. Let's see what happened here. You can see the 62. Money line machine on the outside wall. Oh my gosh. Pinballing around. And no drivetrain, no engine, and that's going to pretty much be it. Hard impact with the outside wall, with the inside wall. Almost back to the outside wall again. The Money Lion 62 Ford F-150 of Brandon Pike will be relegated to pit road. I tell you who's a happy man, though. Third truck in line right now. That Fort Worth screen printing 66 of John Garrett. He's going to be able to get himself back on the lead lap with the lucky dog position here. So that's going to vote well for him. And it looks like Brandon Medford, he's going to go ahead and pull the pit lane this time around. Garrett going to go around the pace car and get himself back onto the lead lap. And here we go. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. We haven't seen very many cautions at all here tonight. As you can tell, just your second caution of the evening. So very long green flag runs here tonight at Darlington Raceway. But now, with what might be an unofficial green-white checkered attempt, you're going to have to be on it. A lot of give and take here tonight. But at this point in time, I think there's going to be take. And a lot of these drivers' mindset, you're not going to be willing to give a position. You're not going to be willing to give as much space. It's all on the line right here. It all comes down to this. This is what the first 80-plus laps was all about, getting you to this point right here. And what do the drivers at the front of the field do? They stay out. Nobody going to come to pit road. John Garrett was your lucky dog recipient. He's going to go ahead and come to pit road, and I can bet you Garrett going to throw some fresh tires on his truck, and he is going to have a huge tire advantage. Brandon Medford was on to pit road as well, so he's going to have a huge tire advantage as well. Will it be enough to catapult him from 8th to 1st? That's quite a big ask. We're going to have to find out how it all plays out over the course of the final few laps here. And while we've got a moment, I tell you what, we're going to head to a brief commercial break. And when I say brief, I mean absolutely brief. We're going to get the one to go next time around. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And we told you it was going to be brief, and we told you we'd be right back trackside as the iRacing pace car lights go off. Field will double it up once again, and this will be an unofficial green-white checkered attempt this time around. Troy Radford will bring the field back to power. Chris Medford just to his outside. Thomas Smalling, Cody Giles back in row 2. How about Brandon Pamitat and John G? Lining up in row number 3, Brandon Medford, Tyler Woodard back in row 4. John Garrett going to round out the drivers on the lead lap. But he is way back in the field now. The 66 going to start tail end of the field. But back on the lead lap, back inside the top 10. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to make up any positions here as the iRacing pace car ducks on off. We're going to get ready to fire things off this time around. Coming out of turn 4, green flag in hand. Wait for it, and away we go. Green flag flies as Radford nails the loud pedal, tries to get a run into turn number 1. He's going to clear the 46 on the outside and have that race lead. Here comes Medford on the outside. Going to keep it wound up and take that position away from the 21 machine. Here comes Cody Giles with the move down to the bottom, and Giles going to hit the outside wall. Big stack up back from them. Brandon Pamitat all over the tail end of that 7 machine. Radford likes what he sees in his mirrors, and that's only one driver right behind him, the 46 of Chris Medford. Will he make a move? Here you go. White flag flies. Final lap in the Goose Graphics. 120 here from Darlington Raceway down into turn 1 and 2. Teammates battling for the race lead through the center of 2. A little bit of a gain from Medford. He's all over Radford. Going to look to the inside. Not just yet. Trouble behind him. We got drivers mixing it up, and here comes Chris Medford. Medford down to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side through 3 and 4. Who's got it? Who's going to lay on the gas? And they're going to keep it sideways, and Radford going to win. Radford going to take the checkered flag. What a finish here tonight from Darlington Raceway. Oh my gosh. What a good finish. Wow. A unofficial green-white checkered turns out to be a jewel of a finish, man. My goodness. The race between teammates to capture the checkered flag, absolutely unbelievable, very respectful. Could have been some contact, but those two going to keep it out of each other, and Troy Radford going to bring his machine to the front stretch and enjoy a little bit of a smoke show here tonight. So congratulations on the second win of the season for that Lucky Finn Project 4994 of Radford, and there he goes. Going to slide it sideways and give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show here tonight. Sold out, packed house to watch the Goose Graphics 120. And as Radford enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of a great race here from Darlington Raceway. Only 2 cautions here tonight in the Goose Graphics 120, 93 laps in the official race distance. We got it done in 93 with an unofficial green-white checkered finish here. Teammates battling it out. We'll get to them in just a moment. But first, let's pull in. Let's talk to a rookie this season, walking away with one heck of a finish here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with the man inside of that Pit Boss 21 Chevy Silverado. Thomas, it's Dave in the booth. You got us? Hey, man. We were just saying a heck of a finish from you here tonight at Darlington Raceway. And I know, and some of the fans that were watching know, but for those of our fans that just joined us, when did you get this track? So for all of you iRacing veterans out there that have been coming to Darlington for years without finishing well, ha! Thomas just said ha. Just playing, guys. Thomas, a heck of a finish for you here tonight. First podium of the season. Only your second race here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. So what does this do for you and that 21 crew? Does it give you any confidence moving forward? Because, I mean, next week, a big mix-up. We're heading to the Roval next week, so drivers going to be turning left and right. Michigan after that, then to the Oval at Indianapolis. So out of those next 3 races, is there anywhere that you think we may be able to talk to you once again in these post-race interviews? Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to you having a great rookie season here in season number 3, and congratulations on 3rd place here tonight. But before we let you go, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop? Absolutely. Everybody's got them, I can promise you that. And again, job well done, Thomas, and we look forward to trying to catch up with you a little later on throughout this season. All right, there you heard it. You heard it from Ricky Bobby himself. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That he thanked himself. If never, you know what? I shouldn't explain it. Just whatever. 3rd place here tonight. Great showing for the rookie. And Thomas Smalling putting the drivers on notice. He said look for him to do well at the road course, the Roval, next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Back to my hometown track. Can't wait to get back down there. But Smalling walking away with a great podium here tonight. He'll finish in 3rd, and that's going to move us right on along. You know the name. We know the name. Getting to catch up with him once again. Let's see if we can dial up your 2nd place finisher here tonight inside of that 46 machine. Chris, it's Dave. You got us? I'm doing pretty good. How about you, man? Well, you can't be too upset about Darlington. I mean, you walk away with a solid finish. You started 2nd, finished 2nd. So not a bad night for you and the Falcon Motorsports team.
And really, Troy and I had some pretty even trucks there. I was just trying to give him some room there because no reason for us to race so close to each other. But we stayed pretty even throughout the whole night. But on that last run, he had about 3 or 4 seconds, and I knew if I tried to race to get up there, I was gonna burn my stuff up. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna ride. And paid in my favor, almost paid off, but 2nd place will do.
Well, another solid finish for you. You're the only driver to finish inside the top 5 each and every week. Does that give you any more confidence? I mean, you already got the 1 race win in your back pocket. You're already pretty much locked in to the post race. But does it give you any more confidence moving forward, knowing that you're the only driver to really string those solid, consistent finishes week in and week out.
I mean, confidence boost for sure. But you gotta give credit to all the guys out there. Everybody racing it clean, racing it hard. Tonight was definitely a hard race for everybody. There's really almost one lane around the whole entire track. So, um, I've been fortunate to have some good runs here, and fortunate some people have had some bad runs. So, there's been some better trucks than me. I've been better than some trucks, but it's the way the racing goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Some tracks are a little bit better for us. Some tracks we'd just rather not see, and yeah, we all know how that can be. But Chris, again, congratulations on another solid top five finish. Going to walk away second here tonight from Darlington Raceway. So, you know the drill. Mike is yours.
Yep, I'd like to thank you, Dave, for the broadcast and everybody in this series, all the admins, everybody behind the scenes for everything they're doing for this league. Shout out to Race for Riley, Zoe's Place. Those are our two main sponsors. Um, we are having a charity event for Zoe's Place and Ellie's Place, which Ellie's Place is for Duck Wasaki. Um, they're great causes. If you guys are interested, please go to Brandon Mefford, Duck Wasaki, or Tyler Hilton for the uh, entry stuff. Congrats to Troy, hell of a run. Said he was definitely class of the field. Thomas, great run. He just bought the track right before we started, so that's definitely difficult to do, especially at a track so technical as Darlington. So, shout out to those. Shout out to everybody. We only had a couple cautions, and for here, that's saying something.
Yeah, we couldn't agree with you more on that. Very few cautions here tonight. One of the cleanest Darlington races that we've been able to witness and be a part of. So, congratulations on the podium once again, Chris. And I'm sure we'll speak again. So, until then, stay safe and keep it fast.
Absolutely, thank you, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver walking away in second. That's the 46 Falcon Motorsports driver out of Knightstown, Indiana. Chris Medford going to walk away with second. That's going to move us right along and down into victory lane here, hoisting the big boy trophy for the second time this season. We're going to get to talk to Troy Radford in victory lane. Troy, it's Dave. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, Dave. I cannot complain.
I mean, I wouldn't know why you would. I mean, you came to Darlington, you walked away with the pole award, you walked away with the most laps led. You had a 6-7 second advantage at one point in time here tonight. So, I mean, what you got to be mad about?
Exactly. And I mean, ultimately it could have ended a lot differently with the way that played out. I mean, got a really talented driver like Chris, and he had a great run, a little bit fresher tires there at the end, but you know, clean race, awesome race by everybody out there.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that great run by Chris. You were referring to that last. I believe it was an unofficial green-white checkered attempt that we had to end tonight's race, but he got a good run in 3 and 4 there. Got to your rear. Does it make? Can you breathe any easier knowing that it's a teammate that you're racing that close with, coming off of the final corner for the checkered flag?
I mean, I know he's not going to go in there and dump me, but it's definitely, it's a hard battle the entire way. And I know how hard Chris races, and I wouldn't expect it any other way. So, you know, uh, I love getting up there and getting to battle with him and doing that. And I kind of it's kind of reverse, and it ended up good on me both sides. Last week, I kind of took it right at the end and was able to pull it off, and then he just about snagged it from me this week. So.
Yeah, almost played out an exact reverse of what happened last week. But now, Troy, now that you've got the 2 race wins in your back pocket, what do you focus on from here? Do you go out and just try to win every race, or do you go out there and maybe to try to help some of your other teammates? I know Doug not here tonight. Do maybe you Falcon Motorsports drivers start to transition and try to get all 4 of you in the postseason?
I mean, the way we do everything, we try to do that anyway. Not manipulating everything, but when we're in practice, you basically the race is going to be the race, but shifting your focus in practice and trying to help them find better speed and help them find better long run speed and working on a few different things in practice. It does take your focus a little bit towards that, but you know. Me, Chris, and Brandon, we're going to be going for every dang win we can get out there. So, we're going to be pushing hard. And I think Doug's going to be a part timer in the series, but we love having him in there for every race he can. But we definitely are going to be working to get him in the win column as best we can.
Yeah, I mean it's always good when you got those teammates to lean on, and it's definitely good when most of the team already locked in to the championship playoffs. Gotta ask one. Yeah, I guess it's a weird question, not to try to put rifts in the team or anything, but as we run the season on and we get into that championship chase, at what time would you say, guys, I'd love to help you, but I want to win this championship. I don't want you to win it. You might be my teammate, but do you think there's going to come a point this season where maybe the sharing or the I don't want to say caring. You're always going to care about your teammates, but the helpfulness maybe you slack off a little. You think there's ever going to come a point in time where maybe you guys start looking out for yourselves a little bit more so?
I mean, I think ultimately for us, it's going to come down to just that last race. Last race is, we'll still try to help each other as best we can, but whenever it comes down to the end of it, it's it's everybody out for themselves for that championship. But we've all been running together for so many years that we're not only teammates in here, but also friends. I mean, heck, we go to races together, hang out. Chris went camping with me, this year, so just a lot of good camaraderie and friendship, and just having a lot of fun doing it.
Well, Troy, congratulations here tonight. And I'm going to add this one to it with the race win. You need to run for mayor because that was the most politically correct, well-spoken, avoiding the question that I've ever heard. That was great, my man. No, seriously, though.
What was that?
Great race win here tonight. Dominating fashion. I know we're going to get to talk a little bit later on throughout the year, but first, here tonight, you know how we do things around here. So you want to give any of those shout outs? Thank yous, love yous. Thank anybody back home?
I'm going to change it up a little bit and give a big shout out to my children. So actually getting home, I get off work at 8 o'clock at best. Tonight I didn't get off till 8:30. I literally got to run in, kiss my children, say go to bed, and run upstairs and log in. So their patience. They know it's important to me with racing, and they are. Awesome little troopers about it. And heck, we have some races too with my kids that'll get in here and race on some kids races and stuff like that. So, and I have a lot of fun with it. And just a big thank you to my wife and kids for putting up with all this.
Absolutely. Well, Troy, again, congratulations on the second victory of the season for you. Dominating performance here from Darlington. A very tough track to tame, a very tough track to walk away with a dominating performance the way you did. And congratulations once again. And until next time, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
There you have it. Final few words out of Troy Radford. Spoke for a moment. Tried to see if I could get anything out of him there. Me and Troy go way back, so I poke fun out of him every now and again, and spoken like a true teammate, like a true champion. Not worried about things until the last race of the season, and that's what it's all about when it comes to teammates, sharing, helping, and getting everybody there to the end, and just best man wins, and let the cards fall where they fall. Radford tonight let the cards fall where they did, and he walks away with his second victory of the season. Job well done for the Lucky Finn Project 94 Chevy Silverado. Radford back to victory lane and back-to-back race weeks. And that's pretty much going to do it for us here from Darlington Raceway. We're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready for the Roval next week. And we're hearing in our ear the producers saying we had a little bit of audio trouble there at the beginning of these post-race interviews. Didn't get to catch Thomas's interview there. The audio side was not coming through on his radio, so it looks like we're going to have to try to revisit Thomas. We'll try to catch up with him at the Roval and talk about this race, talk about the upcoming event at the Roval next week. So we do apologize for all the 21 fans out there in TV land watching around, but we will get him back on the mic next week at the Roval. So go ahead and get ready to join us and watch that one next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Job well done from all of these drivers. Only 2 cautions here tonight from Darlington Raceway and the Crown Jewel. Goose Graphics, a 120 for the Colonial Clash Racing Series as executive producers hitting those buttons in the backgrounds. You know these sounds, you know the tunes, you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results, and walking away with the checkered flag once again, the Falcon Motorsports Lucky Finn Project 94 of Troy Radford going to walk away with the checkered flag. His teammate, the 46 of Chris Medford, going to bring the American Cancer Society Machine home in second. The 46 of Medford walks away in second. Thomas Smalling just literally got the track, literally just showed up and put it on him here tonight. The 21 of Smalling rounds out your podium drivers. He finishes in third. Cody Giles with a great performance here tonight from Darlington. He'll finish in fourth. Fifth place tonight to Brandon Bamatat. Brandon Medford gonna fall through the running order and finish tonight's race back in sixth. The 77 of Tyler Woodard with a great run here tonight. He'll finish in seventh. John G up there in eighth position. John Garrett with some late race troubles. He'll finish final driver on the lead lap back in the ninth position. The 11 of Zachary Cleek gonna come home in 10th. Mark Parkhurst back in 11th. Juan Jimenez in 12th. Dustin Franklin going to finish out tonight's race in 13th. The 55 Circle B diecast machine of Nathan Estep finishes 14th. 15th belongs to Thad Failer with Todd Cleek right behind him in 16th. The 5 of Scott Baker going to finish tonight's race at Darlington back in the 17th position. James Oot right there in 18th, 19th tonight. And the Goose Graphics 120 belongs to the 62 of Brandon Pike. Tyler Rex going to finish out your top 20 with Kelvin Masur right there running in 21st. Final spot in the running order here tonight. Trouble for the 2 of Anthony Thurber after starting outside pole position, or supposed to start outside pole position. The 2 was unable to make the starting grid and will walk away 22nd here tonight. If you haven't already, race fans, you know what we're about to ask. You know what we're about to do. We're going to roll up the cords, cut off the lights. But first, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you slide through 7 days a week. Great racing action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.